was really great. Ah, man, I'm so amped for Halloween now. We have back-to-back, so I'm going to all for you guys all amped for Halloween as well? Yeah. Everyone's like good on their costumes? Yeah. Oh shit! You guys should do what I'm doing, which is going as the same fucking thing as last year. Last year, this costume got good reception, so I'm just fucking gonna do it again. It was I was a slutty commercial lobster fisherman. It's really good costume. And like I like to pretend that I'm wearing it as like an indictment of like we're just like sexualizing all these blue collar jobs, but it's like really I just like it because it's waterproof and it keeps my tits on their toes. So yeah, I'm into it. It is like almost Halloween though. This October 2015 is slipping through our fingers. Almost donezo. The whole year almost donezo. Yeah, I'm just about ready to get cracking on that New Year's resolution. Yeah, I wanted to like lose a little weight, and that's been my New Year's resolution for like 24 years. So the first 4 years I was pretty body confident, but the subsequent 24 have been really really tough. But it's really that I just don't have. I don't have any good habits. I put it off so long I never developed any good habits. The kind of habits I have are like, I'm in the habit of fully throwing away the cork when I open a bottle of wine. It's just like I just pop it out, throw it away like a beer cap. I commit to drinking the whole bottle. I'm in the habit of, when I make pasta, I make extra pasta so I can eat it later, but usually later is just like immediately after I consume the first portion of pasta. I'm like, thank God I made extra pasta! And so I'm just like in the market for some good habits, you know? And so I was overhearing a very beautiful, fit-looking woman in the coffee shop where I work. I heard her turn down, like her friend was like, have a little piece of my coffee cake. Which is like, by the way, if you ever need help with finishing up a breakfast treat, look no further. I am not a hard sell in that department. This woman was really resisting. She's like, oh no, thank you, I ate earlier. And I was just like, I almost snorted out loud. I was like, this is the first world, lady, we all ate earlier. We're gonna eat later too, we're gonna eat all week. This is the United States. People throw away sandwiches. Just like ate earlier. I almost lost my shit. And then I was just like, oh, wait a minute. That's a good habit. This woman wakes up every day, ABTBT, always be turning down treats. She puts on her Adidas shoes, but to her that means all day I deny snacks. This lady has good habits. This lady doesn't even know how to cook pasta. She has good habits. Because I've let this resolution go on 24 years now without doing one good goddamn thing about it. And I think I realized, I always think every January I'm like, oh, and this year you'll finish The Sopranos and you'll probably lose the weight. I always think of it as one whole thing, you'll lose all of it. You'll probably get mono, you're very loose. So, I always think when I lose the weight, which I'll probably do when I have the money, which will be when I had vision coverage to my health insurance. Just all these whens, when, and it's those whens are fast slipping into ifs, and which is. You're right not to laugh because it's very depressing. Come to the coven and get your bread unleavened by a half-drunk walking potato famine that believes in ghosts. Yeah, I really love taking the wind out of sails. I'm not gonna. I don't even know what I meant when I wrote that. I was like, half-drunk walking potato famine. This is funny. I was just saying it out loud. I'm like, what does that mean? I ruined potatoes. I ruined Ireland. I think it just means I make it like your potato crop never existed. Potatoes. I voraciously consume root vegetables. I'm not gonna end my set here. It's I'm gonna refer to myself as a scourge and then bring on the next guest.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story that I was reminded of the other day, which is has anyone been to San Francisco? Woo! Yeah, no, that's my hometown.
No.
And there's this great hands-on science museum there called the Exploratorium. And within the Exploratorium, there's an additional, I'm so glad you guys are into hands-on science. Within the Exploratorium, there's this additional exhibit that you can pay a little extra for and make reservations called the Tactile Dome. Oh, yes, love having tactile dome enthusiasts in the audience. The Tactile Dome is a perfect dome, and you go inside it, and there's a little antechamber that you wait in, and then there's 2 doors, and one's an indoor and one's an outdoor, and you go in the indoor, and it's pitch black, and you're just sort of led through a series of intuitive kind of guides. It's pitch black. Can't see your hand in front of your face. Hey, you can't see anything with your hand in front of your face. Take my wife, please. But you can't see anything. And you feel your way through, and it's such a cool way to heighten that sense up, that touch sense. And then there's also like a scavenger hunt, and there's like try and feel a cowboy boot, like try and feel like a menorah, and there's like all sorts of things that you feel on your way through. And the last time I did it was a few years ago. Me and birthday girl Gabrielle Nadig, her sister Nicole, and previous coven birthday boy Andrew Parrish. We all go to the Tactile Dome, and we're waiting, and it's just us and then like a 6-year-old's birthday party, and we're in the antechamber. It's run by this guy Zephyr.
Zephyr!
San Francisco legend Zephyr, runner of the Tactile Dome. He's been running it since I was having my 6-year-old birthday party, and he is just like a no-nonsense, like hippie psychopath. And so we're waiting for our turn, and the kids are going first, and one kid's like, is there anything sharp in the Tactile Dome? And Zephyr goes, no, there's nothing sharp, little buddy. And I'll tell you what else there isn't in there. There's no fear. If you're afraid when you go to the dome, it's because you brought fear with you. I go into the dome every day. It's my job. I work in the dome. And there's no fear in there. So, Timmy, if you're afraid, it's because you brought fear to the dome. And we're just like, Christ, Zephyr? Like, reel it in. And he's like, going, all of these kids, these 6-year-olds are looking at each other like, just like one of them is just like, I get it, I'm bringing the fear. Is anything hot to the touch? It was just like, Zephyr, you're not speaking these kids' language at all. Oh my God, I'm not going home for Christmas, and I just broke the news to my mom. She's very sad. And I was like, 1 month rent, fly home for 3 days, pet the dog, and eat prime rib and come back. Like, Mom, I can't swing it. And like, I'm sort of relieved. Like, I get a nice Christmas here in New York. It's, it'll be all right, whatever. But spend it with my Jewish boyfriend, and his parents won't even wish me Merry Christmas. But yeah, it'll be fine. I'll try and convince his old mom to see The Revenant. It'll be a good Christmas. But the one thing that I'm bummed out about is I have to mail all my Christmas gifts home. And last year I was mailing out all my cards at this post office in Queens that I go to. I don't know why, it's my favorite post office. So I'm out there, and there's always, like, it's Christmas, like, there's the fucking lines out the door, it's freezing cold, everyone's so mad at the post office. And so everyone's in a bad mood, and in these situations, there's always, like, an unsinkable Molly Brown character that arises. It's like, I'm gonna make it fun for all of us at the post office, and we're all just like, like, worst nightmare is like somebody talking to me right now. And so this was this like Polish guy who's just like having just like yucking it up time, like mailing all his big boxes to Poland. And we're like, you are part of the problem, sir. Like, you brought the most boxes of anyone here. I just need to buy an envelope of stamps. And like, you are taking up all your time. And so he gets up to the front, and the woman who just like couldn't have less patience for him is just like, just like, yes, sir, like, what do you need? And he's like, okay, like, I wanted this one to be here. I need this one to be, in Warsaw yesterday. And she's just like, I can't do a Polish accent, but she's just like, you want it overnight? What do you want? And he's like, what does the overnight cost? And she's like, $378. And he's just like, what? It's just going around the corner. And she slams her hand against the window and just goes, you act like it's going to Brooklyn. It's going to Poland. And this guy's just like, I know, I'm kidding you, but Poland is really just around the corner. And he's just, we're just like, sir, leave the yucking to the professionals at the designated time in the designated East Village bars. And yeah, we were all very furious. So yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about Christmas. Halloween is still ahead of us. So yeah, I'm gonna put the microphone back in the stand. I am going to welcome to the stage your next lovely act. He's a comedian. He is very, very funny. Everybody please give it up for Ratto!